Hello, my name is Gracia Gonzalez. Today I will be interviewing César Domínguez, who requested to not appear on camera. Nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and continue with this interview. César, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself and explain the role in the community?
Hello, my name is César Domínguez. I'm a full-time employee in customer service with Spectrum, in which I assist customers understanding their billing statements and processing payments. There are other things we do there, right? But pretty much that's what we do in the customer service area.
Oh, that's great. I remember you mentioned that you lived in Indiana for a while. What is the difference for you community-wise, from Indiana to now living here in Alton?
Sadly, to say, some people wouldn't see us as equals over there in Indiana. Being from Hispanic descent, I did at one instance hear a kid mention, I told you it was beaner season, and it did catch me off surprise, right? I didn't expect to hear that, especially since before going to Indiana, all I ever had seen was here Alton, Mission, basically the valley. So you're around mostly Hispanic people, and while going over there, you're around certain different types of races, right? And I guess they weren't so used to seeing many Hispanic people at all time of the year, or I'm not sure exactly why it was that he felt he can say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that was one of the biggest difference I noticed from here to Indiana.
Oh my God. Do you have any special places or favorite spots that you may now, conserve here in Alton?
Yes, there is this taco place where I feel the food is absolutely amazing, and which honestly I feel like it's probably one of the best taco places I've ever had tacos from. I think it's better than any other place I've ever heard of, especially Brownsville. I don't know. That's one of the places I think it's not. Wouldn't have great tacos, but I don't know. That's everyone else's opinion of it.
Yeah, I can agree on that. Are there any things from this community that you would change if you could?
Honestly, no, right? In itself, I do feel that the community in itself does tend to be able to come together whenever it's needed. In itself, right? We do have our flaws here and there, like any community. The culture is still a very beautiful culture in itself, and it's very diverse. So I wouldn't change it for anything else.
That's nice. Would you recommend someone from outside the valley to come live here? Why or why not?
Honestly, yes, I would, because honestly, I haven't seen any other places in which the simplicity of the community in itself can be matched. I feel here in the valley, everything seems a little bit more simple. Maybe because it's a smaller area, it's not as populated as other places. But in itself, right, I feel the culture, the people, it all blends well, and I feel it's a really nice place to live in.
Right. Now that you mentioned the people and the culture, how would you describe living here in the RGV?
I would describe it as, like I mentioned, simple. Yes, there is times where things get hectic with whatever you could say, right? Like prices go up, but I mean, in itself, that happens everywhere. So I like that you could go to any store, and whether you speak Spanish or speak English, you will find someone that speaks your language.
Yes.
So I find that very refreshing. I myself, I am fluent in both languages, so that's why I am working in Spectrum with the bilingual area, because of the fact that like we are able to provide that assistance that they are requiring from us in both languages. So I feel that because of the simple fact that the spectrum that I work at is currently the only spectrum with bilingual customer service.
Oh, nice.
I feel like that is a big thing that actually shows how this area here, like in the valley, is so well diverse, I guess you would say, in being able to communicate in both languages. But I guess that's pretty much it.
Right. Nice. Um, do you see yourself living outside the RGV, or would you like to stay here?
Honestly, yes, I would one day move. Not necessarily because I don't like the area or because I don't feel comfortable living here. Only because I would like to explore new areas, different cultures. But in itself, I would always come back to the valley at some point.
Lastly, what's a piece of advice you would give to the younger students living here in the RGV?
Enjoy the simplicity of the valley, because honestly, like I mentioned, right, I have lived in Indiana. I've visited other places as well, and not as simple living in those areas. Sometimes it's very, very populated and it's hard to get around. And that is where I think here in the valley it's a good place to live because it's so easy to get around. It's easier not to get lost in itself. Like if you don't know your streets and things like that, you'll eventually find your way to where you're going. In bigger cities, it's a little bit harder because there are more streets. But in itself, I mean, also just the culture. I mean, the and the people. It's a beautiful area to live in. So I would say enjoy your lives here and try to grow as much as you can while you're here, and then branch out if that's what you're looking for. But I would say just enjoy your life here.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you for that. Well, that concludes our interview for today. Thank you, for taking some time out of your day and joining me in this interview. And
you're welcome. No worries. Never doing it again.